כמה תענוג וכבוד בשבילי להיות פה, לחלוק כבוד. פעם חשבתי עליו כתלמידי, עכשיו אני חושב עליו כמו רבי, בשימושי היומיומי בתרגום הזוהר שלו. דניאל מט ואני, בעזרת השם, בשנה הבאה נכיר אחד את השני 50 שנה. בין הזכויות הגדולות של חיי, אני הוא שהראיתי לו את הטקסט הקבלי הראשון שלו, כשהיה אולי בן 18. אני גם זה שקיבלתי out of the blue, כמו שאומרים, צלצול מהרב פופקו, ששאל אותי האם אני מוכן לתרגם את ספר הזוהר לאנגלית. אמרתי לו, ודאי שלא, אני לא האדם, אבל אני יודע בדיוק מי צריך לעשות את זה. ואם אני עומד לפניכם היום, משום איזו סיבה, נקרא לזה שכר שטחנות. ואני באמת שמחתי, וזה כבוד גדול בשבילי להיות השטחן של המפעל הזה. מפעל עליו הזהיר אותנו יהודה ליבס כשנתאספנו לפעם הראשונה לשאלה הזאת. דניאל מט הפך את ספר הזוהר לספר קריא בכל שפה לפעם הראשונה. אני עד היום מלמד שיעור בזוהר לתלמידיי בבית מדרש לרבנים כל שבוע, ויושב עם הזוהר של מוסד הרב קוק ועם הזוהר של שולם ועם מי עוד, עם דני מט, ומלמד מתוכו. דניאל, כבוד ותענוג לא יתואר, אני שמח מאוד להציג אותך ולבקש ממך לשאת את דבריך.
אני רוצה להודות למרגו פריצקר שזימנה אותי לצאת להרפתקה הזאת. אהבתה לתורה עוררה בי השראה לאורך כל הדרך. אני רוצה להודות לרב יחיאל פופקו שניהל את הפרויקט במיומנות ולהט, לארתור גרין שסייע בביצוע הפרויקט מלידתו, לרונית מרוז שבנדיבות שיתפה אותי בנתונים שגילתה ואספה הנוגעים למאות כתבי יד של הזוהר. המחקר שלה סיפק לי פרספקטיבה פנורמית על כתבי היד שעזרה לי לקבוע את אמינותם. ליהודה ליבס שכולנו תלמידיו, למירב כרמלי שבדקה את כתבי היד והכינה בקפדנות רשימות של חילופי נוסח. ניצלתי חומר זה כדי ליצור טקסט ביקורתי של הזוהר, ששימש יסוד לתרגום האנגלי. למלילה הלנר אשד, שהציעה לי הצעות יקרות ועודדה אותי במשך שנים. ליונתן בן הראש, שהכין רשימות מדויקות של כתבי היד לפי פרשיות הזוהר, והכין עותקים דיגיטליים של כתבי היד. לדניאל אברמס, שהציע מומחיותו במספר תחומים, כולל האבולוציה של הטקסט והשכבות של הזוהר. לאחי הרב יונתן מט, שבאדיבות וקפדנות הכין גרסה נוספת של הטקסט הביקורתי, שהיא ידידותית למשתמש. אני רוצה לקרוא לכם קטעים מהאידרה זוטה בתרגום לאנגלית. רבי שמעון בר יוחאי שוכב על ערש דווי ומגלה סודות שעד לרגע זה היו כמוסים. בסוף האידרה זוטה הוא נפטר, אבל במקום למות מוות עצוב הוא מתאחד באקסטזה עם השכינה. בדפי המקורות שחולקו לכם יש את הטקסט הארמי המשוחזר שהכנתי. אם יש קו מתוח למילה, זה מציין ששיניתי את נוסח הדפוס ובמקומו בחרתי בנוסח מכתב יד מסוים. מי שרוצה יכול להסתכל בארמית בזמן שאני קורא את האנגלית, אבל אפשר ואולי עדיף לעצום את העיניים ופשוט להאזין לתרגום. דבר אחד, כשבאידרא זוטה נזכרת המילה אידרה, המשמעות היא אידרה רבה. כן, האידרא זוטה לא נקרא אידרה בתוך הזוהר עצמו. בתוך האידרא זוטה לפעמים מזכירים את האידרה, והמשמעות היא האידרה רבה. אבקש שנתחיל עם דקה של שקט, וגם שנסיים בדקה של שקט. במקום מחיית כפיים, אבקש רק עוד קצת שקט. It has been taught. On that day when the companions gathered in the house of Rabbi Shimon, and he was arranging his affairs to depart from the world, and before him were his son, Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Abba, and the rest of the companions, and the house was full, Rabbi Shimon raised his eyes and saw that the house was filled. Rabbi Shimon wept and said, "The other time when I was on my sickbed, Rabbi Pinchas, son of Yair, was in my presence. And while I was selecting my place, they extended my life until now. When I returned, fire was whirling in front of me. It has never ceased, and no person has entered without permission. Now I see that it has ceased, and look, the house is filled." As they were sitting down, Rabbi Shimon opened his eyes and saw what he saw. Fire whirled throughout the house. They all left. Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Abba remained. The rest of the companions sat outside. Rabbi Shimon said to Rabbi Elazar, his son, "Go out and see if Rabbi Yitzchak is here, for I have been surety for him. Tell him to arrange his affairs and return to me. Happy is his share." Rabbi Shimon rose and sat down. He laughed aloud, saying, "Where are the companions?" Rabbi Shimon rose and brought them in, and they sat before him. Rabbi Shimon raised his hands and offered a prayer and was joyful. He said, "Those companions who were present at the threshing house will convene here." They all left. There remained Rabbi Elazar, his son, Rabbi Abba, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yossi, son of Rabbi Yaakov, and Rabbi Chia. Just then Rabbi Yitzchak entered. Rabbi Shimon said to him, "How fine is your share! How much joy is destined to be added to you today." Rabbi Abba sat behind his back, and Rabbi Elazar in front of him. Rabbi Shimon said, "This hour is an hour of favor, and I want to enter without shame into the world that is coming. Hear holy words that I have not revealed until now, I wish to reveal in the presence of Shekhinah, before they say that I departed deficiently. This is why they were concealed in my heart, to enter with them into the world that is coming. I will arrange you like this. Rabbi Abba will write, Rabbi Elazar, my son, will repeat, and the rest of the companions will rustle in their hearts." Rabbi Abba rose from behind his back, and Rabbi Elazar, his son, remained seated. He said to him, "Rise, my son, for someone else will sit in that place." Rabbi Elazar rose. Rabbi Shimon enwrapped himself and sat down. Rabbi Shimon said, "How different is this moment from the Idra? For in the Idra, the Blessed Holy One and his chariots convened. And now the Blessed Holy One is here, accompanied by those righteous from the Garden of Eden, which did not happen in the Idra. The Blessed Holy One seeks the honor of the righteous, more than his own. He said, "Look, here is Rav Hamnuna Sava, surrounded by 70 elders, adorned with crowns, each one shining from the lustrous splendor of the Holy Ancient One, concealed of all concealed. For he is coming to hear in joy these words that I will speak." While he was seated, he said, "Look, here's Rabbi Pinchas, son of Yair. Prepare his place." The companions who were there trembled. They rose and seated themselves in the recesses of the house. Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Abba were in front of him. Rabbi Shimon said, "If it were as in the Idra, all the companions would be speaking, I among them. But now I alone, and all are listening to my words, those above and those below. Happy is my share this day." Rabbi Shimon opened, saying, "Ani ledodi v'alai chukato." I am my beloved's, and his desire is upon me. All the days that I have been bound to this world, I have been bound in a single bond with the Blessed Holy One. Because of this, now his desire is for me. He and this whole holy entourage, to hear in joy concealed words and praise for the Holy Ancient One, concealed of all concealed. Separated from all, yet not separate. For all are joined to it, and it is joined to all. It itself is all, ancient of ancients, concealed of all concealed, arrayed and not arrayed. Arrayed in order to sustain all, not arrayed, for it cannot be found. When arrayed, it produces 9 radiancies, flashing from its array. Those radiancies go flashing and spreading in every direction, like a lofty lamp, from which lights spread in every direction. Yet, when one draws near those spreading lights to perceive them, nothing can be found but the lamp alone. So is the Holy Ancient One, supernal lamp, concealed of all concealed. Nothing can be found except for those spreading radiancies, revealed and hidden. They are called the Holy Name, and therefore all is one. The white skull of the head has neither beginning nor end, a colander of its balsam, expanding and glowing, from which the righteous inherit 400 worlds of yearning in the world that is coming. From this colander of balsam, which is the white skull, drips dew every day to that Ze'er Anpin, to the place called heaven. Thereby the dead are destined to be revived in the time to come, as is written, "May God give you of the dew of heaven." His head is filled, and the whole apple orchard receives trickles of that dew. This Holy Ancient One is concealed and hidden away, and concealed supernal wisdom is found and is not found in that skull. Surely in this Ancient One nothing is revealed but the head alone, for it is head of all heads. The beginning of that supernal wisdom is concealed within it, and it is called supernal brain, concealed brain, a brain that is tranquil and quiet, and no one knows it except itself. In the beard of the Holy Ancient One hangs all, glory of all. It is called Mazala, flowing destiny of all. From that beard, Mazala, most glorious of all, flow those above and those below. All gaze upon that Mazala. Upon this Mazala depends the life of all. Upon this Mazala depend heaven and earth, rains of favor, nourishment of all. By this Mazala, watching over all. Upon this Mazala depend all higher and lower forces. 13 flows of fine anointing oil derive from the beard of this glorious Mazala, and they all stream to Ze'er Anpin. Do not say all, rather 9 of them appear to subdue judgments. When this Mazala hangs evenly to the navel, all holiest of holies depend upon it. In this Mazala spreads an expansion of the supernal vaporous cluster, that head of all heads, who is unknown and unrecognized, not known by those above or those below. Thus all depends on this mazala. Rabbi Shimon raised his hands and rejoiced. He said, surely it is time, and all is demanded in this hour. Come and see. When the Holy Ancient One, concealed of all concealed, sought to array all as male and female, in the place where male and female were combined, they did not endure, rather in another existence of male and female. This wisdom, principle of all, when it emerged and shone from the Holy Ancient One, it shone solely as male and female. This wisdom expanded and was found to be male and female. Chokhmah, wisdom, father. Binah, understanding, mother. Chokhmah and Binah, evenly balanced, male and female. Because of them, all exists as male and female. Were it not for this, they would not endure. This beginning is father of all fathers. They join to one another. Chokhmah, father. Binah, mother. And it is written, Ki em la Binah tikra. Indeed, you will call Binah mother. When they joined, they generated offspring, and faith spread. In the Agadta of the house of Rav Yeva Sava, it is taught as follows. What is Binah? Well, when one joined the other, Yud with Hey, she became pregnant and produced a son, and they generated offspring. Thus Binah, understanding, Ben Yud Hey, son of Yud Hey. Perfection appears, the two of them uniting, and the son within them. Summation of all. In their array appears complete perfection, father and mother, son and daughter. These matters have been conveyed only to the holy ones of the Most High, who have entered and emerged, who know the ways of the Blessed Holy One, who do not deviate from them to the right or the left. As is written, for the ways of Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh are right, the righteous walk in them, while transgressors stumble in them. Happy is the share of one who is worthy of knowing his ways and not erring in them. For these matters are concealed, and the holy ones of the Most High are illumined by them, as one is illumined by the radiance of a lamp. These matters have not been transmitted to anyone who has not entered and emerged. For whoever has not entered and emerged, better for him if he had never been created. For it is revealed before the Holy Ancient One, concealed of all concealed, that these words shine in my heart in the fullness of love and awe of the Blessed Holy One. And as for these sons of mine here, I know that they have entered and emerged from these matters, though not from all of them. Now they have been illumined completely, as should be. Happy is my share with them in that world. Rabbi Shimon said, all that I have said about the Holy Ancient One, and all about Ze'er Anpin, is all one. It is all one entity, with no separation pertaining. Blessed be he. Blessed be his name forever and ever. Come and see. This beginning called Father is included in Yud, which depends upon the holy Mazala. So it is the most concealed of all letters. Yud includes other letters. Yud, beginning and end of all. And that river flowing forth is called the world that is coming constantly and never ceasing. This is the delight of the righteous, attaining this world that is coming constantly to the garden, ceaselessly. Of it is written, like a spring whose waters do not fail. That world that is coming is created by Yud, as is written, a river issues from Eden to water the garden. Rabbi Shimon said, in the Idra I did not reveal all, and all these matters were concealed until now. And I wanted to conceal them for the world that is coming, because there we are asked a question. Yet now the will of the Blessed Holy One is for this. Surely without shame I will enter his palace. Until now these words have been concealed, for I feared to reveal. Now they have been revealed, Yet it is revealed before the Holy Ancient One that I have not acted for my own glory, or for the glory of my Father's house, but rather so that I will not enter his palace in shame. Furthermore, I see that the Blessed Holy One, along with all these truly virtuous ones, are here, confirming what I am doing. For I see all of them rejoicing in this my Hilula, my wedding celebration. And all of them are invited in that world to my wedding celebration. Happy is my share. Rabbi Abba said, when the holy lamp, the supernal lamp, completed this utterance, he raised his hands and wept and laughed. He wanted to reveal one matter. He said, I have toiled over and been troubled by this matter all my days, and now they are not giving me permission. Summoning his strength, he sat up, murmured with his lips, and bowed 3 times. No one could look at his place, certainly not at him. He said, Mouth, mouth, who has attained so much, your spring has not dried up. Your spring flows forth ceaselessly. Over you I proclaim a river issues from Eden, and it is written like a spring whose waters do not fail. Now I testify that all the days I have existed, I yearned to see this day, though my desire was not attained. For with this crown this day is adorned. Now I wish to reveal words in the presence of the Blessed Holy One, for all of them crown my head. This day will not hasten to enter its place as another day, for the whole day is in my control. Now I begin to reveal matters so that I will not enter shamefully into the world that is coming. Here I begin and speak. I have already said that all the lamps shining from the supernal lamp, concealed of all concealed, are illuminating rungs. By the light of every single rung is revealed what is revealed. Those lights are joined, light to light, shining into one another, inseparable from each other. The light of every single lamp, called crowns of the king, adornments of the king, shines from and is joined to that light within, not separating outward. So all ascends to one rung. All is crowned by one element, no separating one from another. It and its name are one. The light that is revealed is called garment of the king. The light within, and that light is the one who is inexpressible and unrevealed. All those lamps and all those lights shine from the Holy Ancient One, concealed of all concealed, the supernal lamp. Upon contemplating all the lights spreading, there is nothing but the supernal lamp, hidden and unrevealed. Before the world was created, they did not gaze face to face, and therefore primordial worlds were destroyed, and primordial worlds were fashioned in disarray. That which is disarrayed is called flashing sparks, like a blacksmith pounding an iron tool, scattering sparks in every direction. And those flying forth flash and scintillate and are immediately extinguished. These are called primordial worlds. Thus they were destroyed and did not endure until the Holy Ancient One was arrayed and the artisan proceeded to his artistry. Regarding this, we have learned in our Mishnah that a spark emitted scintillas upon scintillas in 320 directions, and those scintillas are called primordial worlds, which immediately perished. Afterward, the artisan proceeded to his artistry and was configured as male and female. And these scintillas were extinguished and died, and now all endured. From Botsina de Cardinuta, the lamp of adamantine darkness, issued a spark, a mighty hammer striking, scattering scintillas, primordial worlds. It mingled with pure air, and they were sweetened by one another when father and mother united. That Father is spirit, treasured away in the Ancient of Days. In him was concealed this air, absorbing the spark that issued from the lamp of adamantine darkness and was hidden in the belly of mother. When the two of them conjoined, merging with one another, a single mighty skull emerged, expanding in its directions, one to this side, one to the other. Into this skull drips dew from the white head, which it catches. That dew appears in two colors, and from it is nourished the holy apple orchard. From this dew of the skull, manna is ground for the righteous, for the world that is coming, and by it the dead are destined to be revived. The manna issuing from this dew never appeared except at the time when Israel wandered in the wilderness, and the Ancient of All nourished them from this place, which never happened afterward. As is written, "Look, I am about to rain down for you bread from heaven. From heaven, as is said, may God give you of the dew of heaven." This pertains to that time. As for other times, we have learned human sustenance is as difficult for the Blessed Holy One as splitting the Red Sea. In fact, it depends upon mazala, destiny, upon mazala, surely. In any case, children, life, and sustenance do not depend on merit, but on mazala. All depends upon this mazala, as we have established. 90 million worlds journey within this skull and are supported by it, and this pure air is included in all. Since it is composed of all, and all is included in it, his face expands in two directions, in two lights, comprising all. When his face gazes upon the face of the Holy Ancient One, all is called erech apin, long-suffering, vast countenance. What is meant by erech apin? Healing countenance. For there is no healing in the world except when they gaze face to face. The male extends by da'at, and porticos and chambers are filled. From the top of the skull it begins spreading throughout the body, from his breast and his arms, through all. To his back cleaves a spark from the lamp of adamantine darkness, flashing, generating a certain skull, sealed on all sides, with the radiance of two brains engraved in it. She cleaves to the side of the male, so she is called Yonati Tamati, my dove, my perfect one. Do not read Tamati, my perfect one, but rather Ta'omati, my twin, surely. In the hair of the female, colors are mingled, as is written, the dangling locks of your head like purple. Gevurah is linked with 5 Gevuran, powers, and the female expands in her directions, cleaving to the side of the male, until she is separated from his side and comes to join with him face to face. When they join, they appear as really one body. From here we learn a male alone appears as half a body, entirely compassion, though split, and similarly a female. When they join as one, all appears as one body. Really, so it is. Here too, when the male joins with the female, all is one body, and all worlds are joyful, for they are blessed by a complete body. This corresponds to the mystery, therefore Yud-He-Vav-He blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. For all constituted one complete body, matronita, cleaving to the king, becoming a single body. Therefore blessings prevail on this day. From here we learn that one who is not male and female is called half a body. No blessing in here is in anything lacking or defective, but only in a complete place, a complete thing, not half a thing. Half a thing can never endure and never be blessed. To this female are linked all those below. From her they suckle, to her they return, and she is called their mother. It is written, say to wisdom, you are my sister. There is wisdom, and then there is wisdom. This female wisdom is called small in comparison with the other, so she is called, we have a little sister, and she has no breasts. For this one has been dragged into exile. We have a little sister. Although she certainly seems little, she is grand and great, for she is fullness, receiving from all. As is written, I am a wall, and my breasts are like towers. And my breasts, for they are full to suckle all. Kamigdalot, like towers, for they are great rivers, issuing from supernal mother. The male extends on the right and the left, through the inheritance that he receives. When colors combine, he is called Tiferet, beauty, and the entire body is arrayed as a great and mighty tree, beautiful and fine. Beneath it the beasts of the field find shade, and in its branches dwell the birds of heaven, and there is food for all in it. His arms right and left, in the right life and chesed, in the left death and gevurah. His innards are configured with da'at, and all porticos and chambers are filled, as I have said, for it is written, u'v'da'at, and by knowledge rooms are filled. Further, the body extends into 2 thighs, and joined between them are 2 kidneys and 2 testicles of the male, in which are gathered all the anointing oil and vigor of the male, of the whole body. All the powers issue from them, all pouring forth in the mouth of the phallus. Therefore they are called Sevaot, forces, namely Netzach and Hod. Tiferet, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. Netzach and Hod, Sevaot. Thus, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, Sevaot. Phallus of the male, consummation of the whole body, called Yesod. That is the very rung that sweetens the female. All the desire of the male toward the female inheres in this Yesod, entering the female to the place called Sion and Yerushalayim, which is the place of covering of the female, like a woman's vagina. Therefore it is written, for Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh has chosen Sion, he desired her as his seat. When Matronita is separated and conjoins with the king face to face on Sabbath eve, all becomes one body. Then the Blessed Holy One sits upon his throne, and all is called the complete name, the holy name. May his name be blessed forever and ever. All these words I have reserved for this day, so that I might be adorned with them in the world that is coming. Yet now they are revealed. Happy is my share. When this Matronita joins with the king, all worlds are blessed and in a state of total joy. Just as the male is composed of 3, and the beginning is of 3, so is all. And so is consummation of the whole body. Matronita is blessed only by totality of these 3, namely Netzach, Hod, and Yesod. And she is sweetened and blessed in the sight of the Holy of Holies below, as is written, Kisham Siva Adonai et habracha, Chayim ad ha'olam. For there Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh ordained the blessing, life forevermore, since there are 2 rungs, above and below. Therefore no one is permitted to enter there except the high priest, who derives from the side of Chesed, since no one enters the place above except the one called Chesed, entering the Holy of Holies, and the female is sweetened, and this Holy of Holies is blessed deep within, in the place called Sion. All holies of the male enter there, all coming from the supernal head of the skull of the male, from the aspect of supernal brains residing therein. That blessing flows through all members of the body to those called Sevaot, and that entire flow conveyed from the whole body gathers there. Then the flow is poured forth into that holy Yesod, completely white, which is why it is called Chesed. Some of that Chesed enters the Holy of Holies, as is written, Kisham Siva Adonai et habracha, Chayim ad ha'olam. For there Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh ordained the blessing, life forevermore. Rabbi Abba said, The supernal holy lamp had not finished saying Chayim, life, before his words subsided. I was writing, intending to write more, yet I heard nothing. I did not raise my head, for the light was too great and I could not look. Just then I trembled. I heard a voice saying, length of days and years of life and peace they will add to you. I heard another voice. Life he asked of you. You gave it to him. Length of days forever and ever. All that day fire did not cease from the house. No one reached him. No one could, since light and fire surrounded him all day long. I flung myself on the ground and wailed. After the fire disappeared, I saw that the supernal lamp, Holy of Holies, had departed from the world, enwrapped, lying on his right, his face smiling. Rabbi Elazar, his son, rose, took his hands, and kissed them. As for me, I licked the dust beneath his feet. The companions wanted to weep, but they could not utter a sound. Then their weeping began. Rabbi Elazar, his son, flung himself down 3 times, but could not open his mouth. Finally he opened, saying, Father, Father, 3 there were, into 1 they have turned. Now the beasts will flee, birds are flying away, sinking into the chasm of the great sea, and the companions are all drinking blood. Rabbi Chia rose to his feet and said, until now the holy lamp has been watching over us. Now is solely the time to attend to his honor. Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Abba rose. They carried him on a litter made out of a ladder. Who has seen the confusion of the companions? And the whole house exuded fragrance. They lifted him onto a bier. Only Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Abba attended to him. Truculent stingers and shield-bearing warriors came from Sepphoris and Tiberias, and the inhabitants of Meron, banding together, shouted, for they feared that he would not be buried there. After his bier emerged, it rose in the air, fire flaring before it. They heard a voice, come and enter, gather for the wedding celebration of Rabbi Shimon. He shall enter into peace. They shall rest upon their couches. As he entered the cave, they heard a voice inside. This is the man who shook the earth, who made kingdoms tremble. How many open mouths of accusation in heaven subside today because of you. This is Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, in whom his Lord glories every day. Happy is his share above and below. How many supernal treasures are preserved for him. Of him is said, as for you, go on till the end, and you will rest and arise for your destiny at the end of days.